the plains of Auburn, Alabama, the home of the Auburn Tigers, and my home for the next 2 years. So I was thinking to myself, with what NCAA 25 team should I start my rebuild on? The answer was pretty clear.
YouTube, it's your boy Cass here, and I'm here for the very excited debut of our Auburn Tigers dynasty. This is gonna be a big series on the channel. I know we're normally focused on Titans content here, but hey, we're gonna move on with some NCAA content, may even evolve into some Madden content down the road, and we're gonna see how that goes as we tend to make the channel more sports based, not leaning it to just the Titans. The Titans will continue to be covered on this channel extensively, but we're gonna tend the channel to be more overall sports based. If you guys like that, leave a like. If you really don't, I'm sorry, but we're going to get into this as we're going to select my Auburn Tigers. We're going to go in as the head coach for the program. We're going to create a new coach, and this is where I think it's important, where we could go with a tactician, focus on our game plans each game, go with our motivator, looking to get our players more motivated for games. But I think it's smart to get good players in, which is something Auburn has really struggled with, is to get the players to be able to compete within the SEC. I think we're going to go with recruiter. Now that we are here, let's go ahead. I'm going to customize our coach, and we will be back when that is finished. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are here with our first contract for the University of Auburn. We get to see their history as a program leading all the way back to 2004. We see 2 undefeated seasons in 2004 and undefeated seasons in 2010. And then you really see a team start to struggle past this 2010 point. They win the SEC in 2013. 8-5 the next year, 7-8, 8-5, 10-4 in 2017. But ever since then, 9-4 in 2019, and then after 2019, it's really been downhill. They've struggled to get over 6 wins. But now we're going to look to do better under me as the new head coach. Alright, now it's important to get in and customize our schedule. It is very important that we're going to figure out what teams we're going to play, what teams we're not going to play, and what teams are going to be available for us. So that's some of these teams are based off of actual YouTuber teams. So like, for example, the UGF Pandas would be, that's the UGF Pandas, that's Bengals Royals, and I don't know about the Astronauts or the Coyotes or the Sharks, but I know these two exactly. But, okay, let's see what we're going to do. Who are we going to open up against? We don't really know how we're going to fare this season. But I don't want to open up against a bad team either. So let's go, we're going to look for not an easy game, but not a hard game to open up. Let's open up, you know what? Let's open up against Pitt. Let's open up against Pittsburgh, then face California. We're going to change around New Mexico, and that's when we'll face the UGF Pandas, is week 3. Then we face Alabama, Texas A&M, Alabama. Let's change UL Monroe. I don't feel like playing UL Monroe that deep in the season is going to be too good for us. We need to play more competitive teams deeper in the season. More competitive teams that deeper in the season. What about a team that deep in the season would be good for us to play? What about a team like OSU? Oklahoma State. That'll be big for us to play. We got 2 home games before we go to Bryant-Denny Stadium to face Alabama. So it's gonna be a decent season. We open up our home opener at Pitt. Then we travel to California to take on to take on the California Bears. Then we're back at home. Then we go face Arkansas and Oklahoma. We go to Georgia. Then we go to Missouri and to Kroger Field. And we're back at home for Vandy, Oklahoma, A&M, and then we're at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And if God be good, we're in the SEC Championship. That's going to be in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So it's a good schedule. We're going to go ahead and save that. So I'm going to see if I can real quick edit my schemes and playbook. Because I created a custom playbook for this. And I want to know if if they're going to let me use it. I created a custom playbook specifically for this dynasty. And it's not looking like I'm going to be able to use it as far as in here. I might have to put it on before every game, which is going to kind of be annoying, but we'll go with it. I don't want my playbook yet. No. We're bare minimum running a spread. Not a spread, what the fuck? An option. We're running an option offense, and the playbook I have is an edited option offense. So let's check our red shirts. And while we're doing this, we'll go through the team as well. At quarterback, we got to decide what we want, because Peyton Thorne is a senior this year. So he's by far the starter. That's not even a question. What we got to know is if we're ready to roll with Hank Brown, or if we're willing to go out and try to look for somebody else, or maybe even start Walker White after we redshirt him this year. Because Walker White would fit our scheme so much more better, and that might actually be what we do. That might low-key be what we do, is start Walker White as in year 2. We have Jarquez Hunter, who's a senior, so that'll suck to lose him. We have Sean Jackson, Damari Austin, Jamari Cobb, as well as Justin Jones. At fullback, we have Goldstein. Are there any backs I'd be down to red shirts? Maybe Cobb, he's a sophomore. Maybe redshirting him, give these guys chances to play, and then he'll come back and be able to do more. He might transfer, though, but that's risk you're having to take. Cam Coleman's going to be able to come in. Malcolm Simmons is the freshman. We'll redshirt him. We'll also redshirt Bryce Kane from and I'm curious to try to redshirt as well Harry Thompson. Everybody else, I think, will be our actual starting core. At tight end, or whether he's not gonna get redshirted. We're gonna redshirt Walker. At tackle, we're gonna struggle at tackle. We've got actually 2 guys that can come in and play next year. We're gonna redshirt that guard. We're good on center. We're good on right guard. We're kind of struggling here. Maybe redshirt both of these guys. Give these guys a chance to play this season. And I did not mean to go out of the red shirts, but I think I was on the last position of offense. Now let's go to defense. We got a strong defensive edge in the form of Keldrick Falk. So he'll play, no problem. If we redshirt Morris, I'm also worried he might transfer, but that's just a risk we're going to have to take to improve this team over time. Now wait a minute. The development for Crawford would be there as well for trying to redshirt him, because then these guys will get playing time. I'm willing to do that as well. Because you got to be willing to redshirt you got to be willing to lose some of these guys to get better over time, and I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to some of these guys to say, hey, I want to leave, because we're trying to build a really good program. And if we're going to do that, we're going to have guys that are really wanting to play and really want to not be so worried about the short-term success. Maybe be worried about a little bit more of the long-term success that they could have on the program. We're going to have to redshirt this kicker. And punter, we're going to have to go after a punter this year. Okay, so those are all the red shirts. We basically ran through a good bit of the team. Now let's worry about the recruiting board, and then that'll probably be the end of this first episode. And then we'll get into games next episode. So we're going to look. I'm going to set up my recruiting board, boys, and I'll be back showing y'all what I think our going into season recruiting board is going to look like. Alright guys, this is what I think our recruiting board is going to be. We're going to go position by position. At quarterback, I decided to go after Damian Urbick because I believe with going with that freshman guy next season, Urbick is going to be a guy that we could develop over time and then have the potential to be a solid backup that still fits the scheme we want to run. We're going to look to scout him. We're going to definitely look to scout him. And everything looked well. Looked like it went well. He's got 91 speed, which will 100% fit what we want. That's why we're going to go ahead and offer him. And actually, guys, I just thought about something that I didn't do. Let me go in and put in my coaching abilities towards recruiter, and I'm going to want to do my running back one because we have some backs that I want to look at. With Jarquez Hunter leaving, it's going to be important for this Auburn team that's running an option offense to still utilize their running backs. We have two on the board right now, one being Maurice Savage, the other being Kevin Hyde. We're going to look at these guys and see which one I really think, as I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to put some time on Urbick because, actually you can't do that right now, okay. Good to know. Well, with Savage, we're going to look and see what we can do with him. He is a gem, and that means we're going to offer him immediately. Savage is a guy I like. Now we're going to offer him as well. He's the worst of the two, definitely. But I think they could make a really decisive pairing if we could get both of them. And with this team's going to utilize running the ball a lot. So that might not be a bad idea. But we're also going to throw the ball a decent bit, which is why I have Clayton Falk, who's one of the biggest guys in the entire class overall. So it's going to be big to see how he looks. He is also a gem. And with that, I think we're going to offer him a deal as well. And now we're going to look at Miles Ferris, see what he's looking like. He is also a gem. We are starting to do really well with some of these prospects. Yeah, we are a higher tier school. He is not a gem, though. We lose out on our tight end. But now he was a 4-star, and he's still decent at blocking. We still might go after him because he still might be able to do some of the things we wanted him to do, which was be that more inline blocking tight end. And he still might be able to do those things. He just might not be the caliber of prospect we originally hoped. Now, with running an option offense, you're going to very much need your offensive line to be in where it needs to be. And that is a gem offensive lineman as well, right tackle. We're going to offer him a contract. We're also going to, not offer him a contract, offer him a scholarship. We might be able to, there's another gem. That's Larry Tanoe Samoa with a major gem right there. There's another gem from Lee. Gonna offer him. Now, if Small's a gym too, we have hit on the interior offensive lineman, which we have. We have hit major with the interior offensive lineman. I do not know if we're going to be able to get every one of them, but we hit major with those interior offensive linemen. Now it's on to the defensive edges, which we start again with a hit with Seth Costello. A massive, massive get right there, because we're going to have to up our defensive front if we're going to want to compete in the SEC. And I'm going through and recruiting all of these guys, seeing what we got. Now, SEC revolves a lot of running the football, so you need strong interior with this defensive tackle. Khalid Webb is going to be big if we can get a gem, and he is not a gem. The first really big gem that we needed. Now, very similar to what I said with the tight end, he still looks seizable. He's got 82 power move. He's got 76 play recognition. He's got 89 strength. He still looks very useful for the team. I think I'm still going to offer him. Despite being a bust, I think we still can find a spot for him on this team eventually. Now, what about Travis Hunt? We're going to look to scout Hunt. That is another bust, and he looks usable as well. He's got 91 acceleration. Be a hell of a zone. He's actually going to be more of an inside linebacker for us. We might offer him to play more of an inside position for us. Now, what about... Now, that's going to determine how well these guys do. Sampson wasn't a gem. And neither was Macy, so it might be good. Now, what about Val Dingle? We're going to offer him. And Dingle is a gem. Now, Wells is not a gem, but he's not a bust. Now, what about Charlie Carter? Well, we have a kicker that I'm excited to be able to maybe play punter if need be, because there was actually no punters on the market for us. No punters that were interested in us, I mean. So we recruited and got everybody figured out. We see our schedule, guys, as we're gonna go, and I will see you guys in the next episode as we're gonna take on Pittsburgh in our opening game at Jordan-Hare.